You said that I would like to speak on monogamy. Is it realistic? I find it difficult. Here, why don't you say it? You find it difficult to what?
I find it so, like, in my past relationships, I just find it difficult staying with one person. Like, I feel like I get bored.
Uh-oh.
Like, I mean, I wonder too, like for men, for instance, I feel like men especially have a hard time being with just one woman. And so I'm curious, like, you know, how everybody feels like about monogamy. Like, is it realistic? Like, if you've been with a guy for a certain amount of time, would you be okay with them hooking up with other girls? Like, I mean, just me personally, like, I don't know. I find it hard to be monogamous.
Before we open up those questions to the panel, I just wanted to ask you, why is it difficult for you to stay with one person?
Maybe I just haven't met the right person, and I'm hoping that I can one day, but it's just tough. I mean, I feel like I start to notice, like, I get turned off very easily.
Oh, icks? You get the icks?
The icks, yeah, I get the icks.
What are some icks?
Laziness.
Lazy. Okay, you hate lazy guys.
I don't like it when guys don't work out, you know, if they're not.
Rip. All right. My chances are...
I like guys who, you know, who work out, who go to the gym, guys who
like
are
dad
driven.
bods?
Yeah.
Well, I do think, like, in certain situations, like, a dad bod can be attractive, right? It can.
Certain situations.
Like, it depends on
I don't like dad bods personally, but...
Well, I mean, if they're tall, right? If it's like a tall guy, you know, and they're like,
tall
I don't
dad
know,
bod.
Tall
I
dad
feel like that's
bod,
worse.
like,
I don't
really?
know. Yeah, I mean, because I
they're
love
all
going to
lanky
the
and
gym,
shit.
and I love
You
being
can
active,
go
so
to the
I
gym
like
and be
people
fit
that
and
are
still have a
athletic
dad
too.
bod.
Yeah.
There's still guys who go to the gym, work out, and they still have a dad bod, but it's
Okay.
like
That sucks.
Yeah, wait, yeah.
That's a
But
waste
so
of time.
it depends on diet too, you know.
Let's really narrow in on this. So you said there's you find it difficult to stay with one person because you frequently are displeased with your partners. You get the ick. Besides laziness, what else?
I mean, there's just a lot of things, Brian. Like,
List
I
it.
just get
List
the
it.
icks. Like,
List
okay.
it. Let's hear it.
I mean, okay.
Do they have a dating podcast? Is that an ick? Is having
definite ick, a dating podcast.
Is an ick? Okay.
I mean, I've been with guys, right? So my ex, for instance, right? He just started giving me the icks, right? And it was for multiple reasons. Like, it just got to this point to where it was like he could like his personal hygiene, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had like BO sometimes. I was like, babe, you need to go
shit.
take a shower. Like, it's fucking gross. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, you know, just personal hygiene.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think you'll be able to be happy with a man?
Absolutely, yes.
You think you'll be able to be happy with one man?
Definitely, yeah. I'm hoping
Honestly,
to one day, but, you know, I'm just
I
picky.
think you're gonna have to do a tremendous amount of work to be happy with one man. Certainly, no, really, it's sad. Honestly, it makes me sad because I think you're a lovely person, and I feel like there are two things I observed. Number one, you've experienced enough men that you're now trying to Frankenstein together the perfect guy. This guy is tall enough. This guy has the abs. I experienced this guy who's good in bed. This guy is very wealthy. This guy's very ambitious. I love the way this guy romances me. And you want to pull all these different pieces into one man that doesn't exist. And that's going to be very hard to do, especially as time goes on.
Like an amalgamation.
Possibly, it's possibly true. I mean, you know,
And
it
a man
makes
that makes
sense,
more money.
but well, you know, I have my standards, and I'm not willing to.
What are your standards? Because I mean, the two things you listed were actually, I think, pretty reasonable. You said you want good hygiene and you want a guy who's not lazy. That sounds reasonable, but like, it seems like there's more.
I want someone who's driven, who's, you know, successful.
Well, that ties into the laziness thing, but
right.
But what else? Okay,
you know,
how tall does he? How tall are you?
Well, and that's the thing. I've dated short guys. I've dated tall guys. I'm not like super picky. Like, oh, they have to have a 6-pack. They have to be like 6 foot. Like, I'm attracted to all kinds of different men physically, right?
Sure.
My main thing is them being successful. They need to be confident. I need a guy who can make me laugh.
How successful does he have to be?
I mean, well, hopefully more successful than I am.
So,
you know?
but give us you don't have to tell us your number,
Like,
but
use
give us
numbers,
a number.
accuracy.
Yeah. Oh, we
Grid
got.
1 Motorsports donated $200.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
18 years in no cheating. If you feel the need to cheat, then you are not in a relationship, and you need to not damage men with your neurotic tendencies. It's probably not them, it's you.
Okay, thank you, Grid 1 Motorsports. Appreciate it, man. 18 years, no cheating. So what you were saying, sorry.
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought too. Could you repeat the
number.
question?
We want a number. So how much does a guy have to make that you'd be like, I want a long-term relationship. Do you want to get married?
So I'm not religious, so I don't.
Okay.
I'm not looking to get married, but I do want a long-term relationship.
A monogamous long-term?
Yeah, I would like a monogamous
What about
relationship.
kids?
Yeah, do you want kids?
I don't want kids.
Oh,
no.
Really?
okay.
I don't want
All right.
kids. Yeah. So I don't want to get. I'm not looking to get married again. I'm not religious. If you're religious. Then
Oh, wait, married again?
No,
Oh, you were previously
No,
were you
I
previously
didn't
married?
say again.
Oh, sorry, I thought I heard again.
No.
Did anybody else hear again?
I
thought
heard. I think she meant like
just
again.
getting
I'm not
sleepy.
trying.
Oh,
to.
I like repeating herself.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Well, one note really quick. Hold on. First, give us a number. How much does the guy have to make?
I mean, I would.
Is $1
he would
million
be-
too little?
No, that's fine. Yeah.
$1 million's
I mean,
good.
I would like a millionaire. Yeah, of course.
$1 million a
you know.
year. That's good for you.
Yeah, that's
500K.
good.
Is that good?
I mean, I don't want to put an exact
No,
number
let's
on
do-
it,
let's
right?
try.
Because it's like,
Let's
okay.
just try.
No, I don't want to put a
We can
number
try.
on it because it's
This is
like,
why they
okay, they
shouldn't
might
vote.
not be as successful as I am, but like,
Why they shouldn't
Indecisive.
vote?
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess if I met the right person, I would be willing to,
You'd settle for
compromise.
$500,000 a year, is what you're saying.
I could maybe. If
You
it was the
might
right person.
consider if they're really attractive.
Sex would have to be really good. No. The sex is amazing. We have mad
He's got to be a
chemistry,
Dick
then
Smith.
yes.
Super charismatic. He's got to be Shakespeare with his. Okay.
Cock, yes.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. So you said though you find it difficult to stay with one person. You said that, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. That admission is a scarlet letter.
Is a what?
It's a scarlet
You're
letter.
fucked.
Like any man who hears that, frankly, just by you saying that, should probably preclude you from even considering giving you his commitment. Because I mean, you say you find it difficult to stay with one person. So what that's communicating is that you find it difficult to stay with one person. So
I mean,
it's like
I just feel like I haven't met
you
the
have
right
a wandering
person,
eye,
you know?
basically.
I mean, I'm not the only single person in here. That's just how I feel. You know, that's why I feel like
But
I'm single.
it sounds.
Like, I
Have you?
don't-
Let me ask you a question. Have you been involved with a guy who maybe met your metrics, but you got bored? Have you had that?
Well, yeah, my last ex, I got the icks, as like you like to
Well,
call it.
But I mean, it sounds
I
like to
mean-
you he was doing things wrong. But have you ever met a guy who was good looking, good personality, good in the bedroom, met your wealth or money criteria?
That's a lot of stuff added together.
It is a
in one
lot.
guy.
That's a lot.
of
That's
stuff.
that.
It's
I think
amazing.
women, you can pick two
Yeah.
of. I forgot what there's good in bed, good looking, good money. You get to pick two, maybe.
Well, I want the
maybe
whole
even
package.
one.
So at the end of the day,
You
it's
want the
like
whole
if I'm
package.
going to be single like for the rest of my life, then so be it.
Okay.
But you know, that's just my standard, and I'm not.
Fair
you know,
enough.
It is what it is. Like.
Wait, have you done BG content? Do you do
No,
BG?
I don't
Oh,
do
right.
girl
That's right. That's right.
content,
Okay. So are you like interested in polyamory or non-monogamy? Is that kind of your?
I believe I want a monogamous relationship.
Okay.
So the last guy that I was dating, we were in a, what do you call it? Like, we were seeing multiple people, and this is again like
Haram!
But so for instance, he would date other girls, and then I would see other guys. We would have threesomes. Like, it was fun, but it's just not something that I wanted like long term. And so now I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, I want a monogamous relationship.
I think any guy that's okay with his girl seeing other men, sleeping with other men, probably just isn't. He's not that. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He's not that into you.
What about
Possibly.
Adam?
I mean, we
22?
had a great time.
I mean, okay. I mean,
Fair enough. Fair enough. I won't. You don't have to.
well, I mean, I disagree with his
What he's
arrangement
doing,
with
yeah.
his wife. I actually like Adam. He's a funny guy. He's a nice guy. I certainly disagree. I 100% disagree with him though on his arrangement with his wife. Though I would not, under any circumstance, let
Under
my
any.
girlfriend or wife sleep with another guy. In fact, pretty much as soon as I get into a girl's life, from the first date, it has to be a wrap with every other dude. I don't know if that's intense, but like,
No, that's not intense.
First
It's
date,
reasonable, yeah.
from the first date, if you like me and you want to see me again, like obviously if you didn't enjoy the first date and you're not, of course, continue on. But you want a second date, the other dudes have to be a wrap. I'm not going
But
to
they
deal
don't
with
know
you.
who you are as a
Doesn't
person
matter.
yet.
Doesn't matter.
So what about
if
just
you
dating?
want,
Just
huh?
like,
Standard.
just casual dating.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, but I don't want.
have to
It's not a
get
thing
to
for
know
women. It shouldn't be a thing for
someone.
women because it's still a thing for you, right? You can still see
No,
multiple women.
it shouldn't be a thing, because if you're pursuing marriage, you have to do things with focus. Just like if you wanted to build a successful company, you need to focus on that one company and invest into it. And the reason that women are so flighty is because you got like 5 dudes you're talking to. You can't be responsive on text message. You don't really appreciate the nice things he does for you because you're getting it times 5. And so when you focus and pour into something, then you're really going to appreciate what it is. But anything you have in spades, you have a lot of, it's devalued.
I agree with that. And I agree. If you feel a connection with someone and you want to see them again, then you should focus on that relationship.
Yep.
But do you guys have a discussion like with each other, so to know the other person feels the same way? Because otherwise you could just drop everyone else you'd be like possibly talking to for no reason, just for that person.
Well, you would
to
find
have-
out pretty quick.
No, I'm serious. I'm
I
serious.
mean, you'd find out. Well, if the guy didn't want to continue seeing you, you'd find out pretty quick. He just.
Well, you wouldn't find out like immediately right after
You're
like
scared
a
to
dinner
drop
date
your
or
other
something.
guys.
After one date,
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
They have to be gone.
That's concerning.
The guys have to be
Well,
gone
you
after the first
You don't
date.
know anything about the person.
Why are you
just
scared
went
to
on a
be with
date
yourself?
That's not what I said.
No, that's what I said. Why are you scared to be with yourself? You said, if I'm dealing with a pool of guys and I think a guy is interesting, I go on a date with him, I'm not going to drop
Because
my
I'm not
other
going to give
guy.
him my all if I don't know he's giving it back.
But you're not really giving much, except, hey, I'm only paying attention to you. It's just your attention. Like, you're not giving him your
Okay,
body.
but a
you're
lot
not
of guys
giving
can
your
take that for
money.
granted because they're like, oh, she's easy. I have her wrapped around my finger already after one date.
I like that shit.
You don't need to be in a war with the guy.
Sign me up.
It's not a war with the
What is it?
guy.
Are you a jealous person? Do you feel like insecure, like when it comes to other men? Like, do you feel like, oh, this other,
as
this other
soon
guy
as I,
could?
Sure. As soon as I come into your life,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you come into mine, I want your undivided romantic and sexual attention. That's non-negotiable. If you're on the, I don't deal with fence sitters.
Mm-hmm.
I want a girl who's like really fucking into me. If you're not, go find another
but that's
dude.
kind of crazy if someone's
But she
totally
doesn't even know
fully
you.
into you on the first date.
Now, Brian, would you be talking to multiple, like, would you be going on dates with other women and expect
Well,
this woman
different
to just
people
cut
in this
everybody
space.
off, but
So,
it's okay for you
okay,
to do
I'll
that?
answer that. So there's guys, they have different views on this. Me personally, I'm a very busy individual. What I found best for my own life is I typically, and look, I've had different periods throughout my life, but what I find best for me is I'm a one girl kind of guy. Some guys don't adhere to that. That's totally fine. Other people have different viewpoints, but I find I can operate the best when I'm just focused on one girl. Sometimes dealing with women can be a headache. No offense.
No, definitely, yeah.
There's wonderful women. I've been very lucky. I've had some fantastic women in my life, but I've also had some women that are a headache. And to deal with multiple headaches, I'm not sure about that one. So me personally, I typically, I'm so fucking busy. I don't have time to be like dealing with multiple chicks. I'm dealing with one girl at a
So
time.
are you telling her this like on that date, like immediately off
Well,
the bat?
preferably, I mean, the most
Okay, well,
optimum.
that's
Hold
it.
on, let me just
Okay.
finish. The most optimum scenario is there's just no guys in the picture to begin with. That's the most optimum.
Yeah.
So I don't even. It's not even a question of
That's
you need
ideal.
like that's ideal. And you laugh, but this is it's kind of sad that this is the status quo when it comes to romantic relationships. I want a girl who's properly single when I'm with her. There's not some ex that she's still kind of talking to. There's
yeah,
not some
that's
guy
fair.
she's fucking. If she's fucking a dude, that's 100% a no-go. To some degree, I understand if like we're going on a first date, you just went on another first date. I kind of get it. Would it be my strong preference that the girl is properly single, no other
That's
dudes in
not
the
what I'm
picture?
talking
I
about,
recognize
though.
it's rare. I know it's very rare, but that's my strong preference.
Okay, but that's not what I was talking about. I'm saying you expect a girl to give you it, like, or not give you it, give you everything, right? Be committed
100
to you.
yes.
But are you saying
Yes.
that that's what you want on that date?
From the jump.
Because if you say that's what you want on that date, then she agrees to it. Then it's fine moving forward. Like that.
What do you mean? Well, of course, yeah.
Okay, well,
I'd tell her. I'll tell her on the first date, like,
Okay,
hey,
that's
I
what I
had
was
a
asking
good, I had a
you. I
good
thought
time
you
with
weren't
you. Are
telling
you
her,
seeing
you just
other dudes?
expected it. I
I'll
thought you
ask
just
her, are you
expected
seeing
it.
other dudes? Because if I had a very pleasant time with you,
Okay.
I'd like to see you again. But if there's other guys in the picture, I'm not interested. You're very nice. If you prefer the other guys, that's totally
Okay, I
fine.
didn't
No
think
hard
you were
feelings.
making it clear, so that was
Oh.
my confusion.
I make it very clear. I'm
Yeah,
like,
then yeah, I definitely
and I
agree
want
with
like
you. I thought
and-
you just expected
And if
it.
she's actually fucking another dude, even if she's willing to drop him, Nah.
Okay.
You don't like
You're
a
not-
little competition?
No, that's disgusting.
No, not at
That's
all.
disgusting.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have to be fucking this guy. I mean, you
Well,
know,
that's what I
let's say
said,
she's like
though.
going on a
That's-
date.
if she's
well, I'm
fucking
saying if
another
she's
dude and
not
she's on a
fucking
date with
guy.
me?
Yeah,
No.
no, not.
No,
that's kinda
I agree. I think that's pretty gross.
A lot of
too.
people move that way, though. A lot of
I
girls move
understand,
that
yeah.
way. And so,
But just
yeah.
casually dating, you'd be maybe okay with it. But
I mean,
probably
I
not.
get that that's the current dating landscape. If
Yeah.
I'm going on a date with a girl, depending on how I meet her, like if it's on a dating app, I'm probably fucked, and that's why I got off the.
sure.
I got off. I used to be on the dating apps. I went on a date with this girl, average-looking girl, and she had just downloaded the app. She was average. Just downloaded the app.
Say about that.
She'd been on the app for a week. She'd already been on 3 dates, and she told me she had 2 dates planned for the weekend.
She's
I'm
revealing
like,
too much.
it was nice meeting
shut
you, but this isn't going to work because I don't want that degree of division when it comes to her romantic or even sexual attention.
Gotcha.
So I know it's weird, but here's the thing, right? How do you guys feel about situationships? You don't like it, right? So with this standard that I have, I remove that. It's gone. Women constantly complain about men don't want commitment, situationships suck, talking stage, blah 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 blah. I am putting out a solution that will, in my view, best lead to us ending up in a relationship. If you don't like it, you want to continue fucking around, hoeing around, that's totally fine. I'm not your guy. But I think this is a very solid path to a strong relationship. So that's my view.
Okay,
Maybe it's a bit extreme, but a lot of people are also very dissatisfied with the state of dating. Men aren't committing, situationships, just like I said. So I do think maybe this is a unique approach, but I think it works. So
average looking girl, would she have looked better with a little bit of plastic surgery?
no.
No, not at all. You said she was average.
She would have looked well. The point I was trying to make is even average-looking women can get the amount of romantic and sexual pull that even average-looking women
insane.
get is comparable to like male, like A-list celebrities, male athletes, etc.
It's weird.
Like the sexual pull that an average woman has, you have to be Drake to get that as a dude. You have to be. I mean, Drake's an extreme. You have to be like, you got to be an NFL player. You got to be like something big to get that level of sexual pull. Jump on a dating app. You'll get 100. You'll get 100 dudes that want to fuck
Yeah.
you that night. As a dude, to get that level of sexual attention, you got to have like insane status, insane charisma, insane looks, etc.
And they still might play games when they show up.
It's true.
They still
It's
might
true.
play games. It's crazy.
Any woman, like when you go out to I don't really drink. I don't go to bars. I don't go to clubs. But if you go out to a bar, if you were so inclined, like I'm pretty sure every single girl here, if you were inclined, like it's never, for women, it's never getting lucky. You don't get lucky as a girl.
life.
If you want to fuck, you fuck. As a dude,
You're
it's not a
fucking.
given.
Yeah.
Like I mean, maybe there's some fucking guys who are batting like 100. Or I don't know what the term is. They're never miss, I guess. But like for most dudes, it's not a guarantee.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $200. How must your life suck that you cannot be properly single? Why
What?
can't you find a good man? Because they see you coming a mile away. Where have all the god men gone? To women that value them. Be better.
Be better.
that's-
I like
to-
how
to
Grid 1
women
Motorsports
that
always
value
says
them,
that
that's
be
a good
better,
point.
you know, as women.
That's a good point. Oh,
You should be better.
just the last thing on this, and I do
Shit
want to
for
get back
brains,
to
all of
Corey
us.
here. So any woman can be a slut, but not any man can be a slut.
Preach.
Like there's
That is true.
or stud, I guess would be the reverse. Like you could be, there's like a fat ugly sluts, but there's no fat ugly studs.
There's some.
It's true.
Fat
It's
ugly
true.
studs. Maybe if he has enough money, he could be.
Right, but now you're putting in other things, like for example status. You introduce status.
Yeah, it's not about
Well,
him.
women,
Even-
you're just
even
like
then.
implementing like pussy, like vagina. She's just a woman. Like men just
Yeah,
want,
but
you know,
but
smash.
it takes some level of achievement. As a woman, you just have to be there. You just show up.
Sure.
Here's some pussy. Want some pussy? I can't just be like, want some dick? No, doesn't work. I mean, maybe.
It could.
Okay, watch.
Start slinging
Check
a
this
dick,
out.
Brian. Yeah.
Corey,
No, Brian. No, Brian.
would you like to have sexual intercourse tonight?
No, thank you, Brian.
Rip.
I'm okay.
My dear, would you like to have sexual intercourse with me tonight?
I'm okay tonight.
I understand.
Thank you.
That
Hey,
wasn't
dog.
that wasn't a whole no though. Let the record record.
I got a chance. There's a
tonight.
chance.
Okay, but also it's the way you're wording it and the way
I know,
you're
I'm
saying
being kind
it.
of nerdy.
Okay,
I know.
but
I'm
still.
intentionally kind of being nerdy with it.
But I
Okay,
think
fine.
we all get the point that women can have sex whenever they want, and men are looking for a modest woman. Especially you've said that you're looking for a modest
yeah,
woman.
I like modest women. Yeah.
Yeah, and a woman can have sex whenever she wants. So if a bunch of guys are trying to have sex with her and she does, it shows that women need all this attention and validation from a variety of men versus a woman that's satisfied just having attention from one man.
I can see where you're coming from.
Hey, dog, you
Hey,
down?
dog. I'm with it.
Wait.
You got a bed up there? What's up?
There is a bed. Queen, what's
Okay,
up?
let's wrap this up. Let's go. Dragging it out.
I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here.
Haram.
Okay.
Podcast ended.
Keep it down.
Over.
Corey, you said modern dating is tough because there are way too many options and platforms available. I live in Los Angeles, and it is one of the toughest cities to date in. It seems like every guy is constantly out looking for the next best thing. Ooh, voice crack. But aren't you too, kind of? Because you
I'm
said
currently not. I'm not even looking for anybody right now. Like
That's
I'm
what
not
they
even
say.
speaking to anybody like the past year. So
That's
the
what
past
they
year.
say.
yeah.
You've been. How long you been dick celibate?
How long have I what?
Dick
Been
celibate.
for a year.
Really?
Yeah.
In Earth years?
I'm like,
But you said you want a monogamous relationship.
I would like a monogamous relationship, but I'm not actively I'm not like searching for the right guy, right? Like I feel like if you go out looking for a relationship, like you're not gonna find it. I feel like it just has to organically happen.
Do you think that you actually like men though?
I love men, yeah.
Do you think you love men? Because one thing, and I might be the only one that kind of picked up on this, when you had said that, like, oh yeah, this guy has BO. Now, granted, that's less than ideal. Sometimes guys have BO, right? I remember one time I finished a boxing match. I was covered in sweat. My old lady was right there, and she was like, oh, and she wanted to hug me. I was like, nah, stay back. I was disgusted because she's completely dry. I'm covered in sweat. I'm disgusted. And she was like, no, I don't care. And of course, I probably had BO as well, right? And she just hugs me with all this sweat. And I was like, God, you're fucking gross. In my head, I was like, you're nasty. But that's the kind of woman that men like, love, and cherish, because like for her, it doesn't matter if I'm covered in sweat because it's me. But if it was Brian covered in sweat or someone else, it'd be like, oh, that's disgusting.
Well, and
but
again,
it's
I
your
feel like
sweat.
it just wasn't the right guy, right? Because I've been around, like I've dated guys that have had like BO, and it's like, for instance, it's never bothered me, but just that situation in particular, I was like just so icked out or grossed
So it wasn't
out.
the BO
I was
then?
like, oh, it was like multiple things. It was like bad breath, his BO, or just even like just the way he would sleep. I was like, oh God, like I'm just
It's
so
the
annoyed
little
I have to get out of this relationship.
But you know, it's only
just
the little things when you're
that
not
just-
dating with purpose. If you're
Well,
not
it's the
dating with
little things
purpose,
if
you don't
you're
like
not-
the
I was with
person.
this guy for
Isn't
4.5
it for you?
years, right? And he wanted to marry me. And I just, when we first got into our relationship, I was in love with him. I was in love with him for years, for about, I would say about 3 years into our relationship. But after that, I just started getting turned off by him. It was like little things like, it's petty things, but I was
That's
just
the
starting to
concerning
get
part.
turned off. I was like, ugh,
Because at the end of the day, like there's a level to which women are going to annoy men and men are going to annoy women because we're different. Like for example, in my house, like there's like no shoes on in the house, right? You got some
Oh, I'm
Chinese
Asian,
mom,
honey,
yeah,
I
you
have
know
the
what's
same
up.
rule.
But every now and then, I might like go to the car and forget something, and then I look around like, is she alert? Can she hear me? I try to like tiptoe and grab something, and if she busts me, it's like you. And I know it's going to get her mad, but I'm a guy, and guys, sometimes we just try to slide and do things we know are wrong. But she accepts that I'm going to do something goofy. Like you take a shower. I don't know about you guys. You squeegee off
Yes.
yeah. She squeegees the damn thing every time. And I'm just like, sometimes like, I'm in a rush. Like, damn. And I just squeegee real fast. It's like, that's going to make her mad every single time, which is amazing to me because I don't care at all. And then there's some things that women do, like tell long stories that have no point at all. And they think it's important. I'm like, wow,
I do that.
It's like, please stop talking. But we deal with both of us because it's the difference between male and female.
Right.
And I feel like you're like, nah.
I think that I haven't met the right person. And again, like if I'm madly in love with somebody, I can look past all those little things. I feel like also if I'm madly in love with somebody, stupid things like that won't bother me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's not what.
It's different. I haven't met the right person.
Well, that's the concerning part, and that's why I feel like women are not trained well today, because madly in love never lasts.
Right.
You don't sustain 40 years of marriage on madly in love.
Well, in love, I mean,
Is that real?
I don't even-
Like madly in love for 40 years, 50 years? Does it go like that?
I don't think so. I think you start to hate your partner after 5.
Dang, hate though?
Yeah, I think.
No, okay. Hate's a strong word. Hate's a strong word. But I feel like the madly in love, it's like it's there. But after a couple of years, you're like, oh, you give me the ick about this, give me the ick about that. You know, a little bit of it. You still love the person, but you're not. It's not like when you first got together and you were like, oh my God, the passion, right?
But then I don't think it's like you're not in love then. You have
Yeah,
love
you're still
for
in
them.
love.
Right.
You're still in
Yeah,
love.
I
you're
agree
not-
with
you're
everything
not-
you're
and it doesn't have to be
saying.
like, oh, madly in love, intense love the whole time. It's like, it's just not the right person.
Yeah,
for me.
exactly.
You know,
exactly.
you're just
I
not
got-
in love
oh,
with that person.
Go
Like,
ahead. We need to wrap up here in 15 minutes, guys. So we got another 15 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up. So let me just try to blast through my notes here. Let's see. Was there anything specific with the Los Angeles guys that you wanted to touch on?
No, nothing specific. I just think it's hard, like dating in LA, dating in general right now is difficult. But like men in LA, I mean, just between Instagram, girls with OnlyFans, dating apps, like people constantly going out. There's just too many options, I feel like, in Los Angeles. And so the dating scene is difficult, like for men and women.
Tell us, if you can, quickly, the Utah man story.
I was hoping you weren't going to ask about that. I just put it in just to have a good story. Okay, so I dated a guy who lived in Utah, and I was living in Las Vegas at the time. And we were doing sort of a long-distance relationship. We were together for about 3 months or so. And in the beginning, it was great. You know, he was hot, the sex was amazing, we had mad chemistry. And again, it was long distance, so every time we would see each other, it was always in a different city, right? So we'd stay in these, you know, really nice hotels, we'd go to nice restaurants, like we had a really great dating life. After a few months went by, it was about 3 months, we were in New York together, and we went out to a nightclub. Well, we go and we get a table together, and his card kept declining. Damn. It was like $7,000 for the table. And he came up to me, he's like, babe, like, I really don't want to be on the phone with the bank for like an hour. Like, can you put it on your card?
The Tinder swindler.
Oh my God, no, literally. So at the time I was like, oh, you know, $7,000 is a lot for me. Like, I think I was like 21 at the time. And I was like, yeah, babe, no problem. I just need you to pay me back. So, you know, again, we were there together. I was like, okay, here's my card. Put it on my card. You know, we had a great night, and that was that. So the next day, we fly back to Utah, and again, we're staying in a hotel, and I asked him, I was like, you know, we've been seeing each other for a while. Like, how come I've never stayed the night at your house? Like, I would really love to see your home. And he would always make up these excuses, like, oh, it's being rented out. You know, there was always some excuse as to why we couldn't stay there. So finally, he was like, I convinced him, you know, we stayed one night in a hotel in Utah. So then the next night, he was like, okay, babe, we can go stay at my house, but there's a few things I need to tell you. So he told me he was taking care of his mom and that he had 2 kids, which was fine. I was like, okay, no problem. So, you know, I get to his house. He's living in his mom's basement. He has 2 kids.
Oh my goodness.
I find out that all the cars that he was driving, you know, when he was picking me up, they weren't his cars. So yeah, it was huge. Yeah, sold me the dream. Well, even with all of that, you know, him living in his mom's basement, him having kids, I was fine with that because I was so crazy about him. But when I left Utah and I went back to Vegas, he just straight ghosted me. Like, I didn't hear from him. And keep in mind, like, he owes me $7,000. So I was like, what is going on here? Like, you know, if anything, I should be leaving him, right? But yeah, long story short, I had to hire an attorney to get my money back.
Damn.
I was trying to hunt him down because he just wouldn't respond to me. So I called some of his friends, and it turns out that there were several other people who had cases against him because he owed them money. And I was like, oh my God, I got swindled.
Damn.
Yes, so I dated
That's-
a swindler. I did end up getting my money back though. My attorney
Shout
was
out to
very
the
good.
Tinder swindlers of the
There you
world.
go.
You're my hero.
There
Wow.
you go. We have about 10 more minutes. We're gonna react to a Tate video. Andrew Tate video. Why not?
It's not a
Oh
fraud.
wait. Actually, hold on. Before fuck. Every time I play this video, fucking Nelk wants to do a what's it called? Claim it or whatever. That's kind of annoying. Do we do it? Fuck it. Let's not do it. Fuck it.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
No Tate video?
They claim it's annoying. So we're not, even though it's like fair use, they always claim it. It's kind of annoying. So here, I wanted to pull up your website, Corey.
My website?
Your
Okay.
website, yeah.
Pull it up.
Ooh.
Long distance relationship. Who says you have to be there in person from good morning till good night? You'll be there for every provocative image, video, and thought from Corey's day. She'll share her deepest, most private fantasies and take you on a heart-pounding exclusive ride you won't soon forget.
Hit the link.
So are you kind of selling like a relationship thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Like a experience, girlfriend
yeah.
experience.
Mhm.
So I wanted to go around the table on this. To the girls who do OnlyFans, do you? Oh, well, actually, my question is, hold on, let me just double check here. Do you guys also kind of like sell relationship type thing, experience, the girlfriend experience, or is it more just here's my nude photos?
Yeah. Girlfriend experience.
To girlfriend experience, girlfriend experience.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, a
Girlfriend
little bit.
experience. Okay. And how many of your fans would you say are engaging with you in that sort of way?
Majority of them.
Majority. Okay. Is there I'm not familiar for OnlyFans. Is there a cost to message back and forth?
If you set your account as a free subscription, you can change it to tip to talk, but
Tip to talk? Is that
otherwise,
the
no.
term?
They can add a tip to the message if they want to, but if you have a paid account, they don't
Okay.
have to tip.
So is it otherwise maybe they have to subscribe to you, but is it otherwise free to message back and forth?
Yeah.
Right, well, it
it's-
depends on how much money they spend too.
So
Yeah.
are you saying like you're less likely to respond if they're not spending money? Is kind of what you're saying?
I mean, well, messages will show up at the top if they add a tip to it. And if you have a lot of fans, your fans are going to want to tip you because they want to talk to you.
Okay. And how frequently, like, is it every single message that they send, they're going to want to add a tip
It
in order
always
to get
depends on the fans, but I get a lot of
Okay.
messages with tips, yeah.
Okay. But there's not an actual cost to send a message or to receive a response? Or to receive a response, is there a cost?
You can make it. You can
Well,
add
what-
a cost.
Do you do that?
Not really, no.
Not really? What about you?
No.
Just depends.
Depends. Okay. My question is, do you guys have typers?
No.
So this is somebody who will type on your behalf, responding to these messages.
No, it's just little old me on there. So, talking to me.
What about, have you ever had a typer?
No, I don't believe in that because I believe in a genuine connection with my fans, and I don't think if I had somebody else on my account, like it's different.
Different
It
energy.
would
Ruins the
fuck
purpose.
everything up. Yeah, it's
Do you have a
not.
typer?
I don't, but I did have help on Reddit when I started.
What about you?
No, I do it on my own.
You do it on your own? All your messages? What about you?
Yeah, I do it all on my own.
Okay. All right. Public service announcement for the viewers here. I do want to make a couple points clear. So, unrelated to the OnlyFans thing, when it comes to body count, for example, a lot of women are not going to be honest about their body count. When it comes to this too, even if they did have typers, even if you guys did have typers, sorry to throw you guys under the bus, they would not admit that they actually have typers. So, I'll take your guys' word for it that you don't have typers, but you probably do.
But like, how can you?
Now-
I don't do OnlyFans. So like, how when you say typers, right?
So somebody that you hire,
Okay.
perhaps you have multiple people hired so that they can respond at any hour of the night so you can maximize your revenue. Sorry, what was your question?
No, right, like the typers, right? Like
Right.
maximize your revenue, cool. But like, if you're having multiple people type, like how do people not know? Like, like
It could just be one guy. Probably most girls, if they do have a typer, it's just one guy. But of course, you're not going to. Also, related to that, another thing, guys, female content creators, OnlyFans girls, if they have a boyfriend, they're going to say they're single because it hurts their bottom line.
Not really.
I would argue most, look, granted, she admitted she has a relationship. I would argue, though, most women, even if they don't do OnlyFans, even if they're just Twitch streamers, they're not going to be honest about their relationship because it's going to hurt their bottom line with their primarily male financial base. So, did you have a further point with the typer thing?
No, it's more so just like me understanding like, okay, like these people I guess are typing for them, but like I'm sure like if it wasn't them, like when their fans know, like mannerism wise, like isn't that like a like I'm sure like they're
fans, not
talking
family
here.
members.
No, I know, but like they've been on here for like 5 hours, like I don't know, I feel like you would know if that wasn't the person. No?
Well, I mean, the way you text is very different. I mean, there's not.
I mean, I feel
typing.
like my friends would know if I wasn't texting them.
Your friends, they're not fans.
Or like, yeah, but
But what if it's the typer from the very start?
Okay, I can
if
see
it's from the
that.
very start.
Yeah, I can see
Anyways, I guess the point I'm trying to make is, and this is a new realization I had. If you're selling a product, a subscription, where you advertise and represent that it's you they're talking to, but it's not, and it's some dude on a keyboard in Bangladesh, how is that not the definition of fraud? It's lying, it's deception, it's misrepresentation. Frankly, it's a romance scam because you guys all said, no, you guys all
like
said,
a hater. I feel like
no, you're upset.
No, I just think you're hating. Like I feel like
How am I
a lot
hating?
of us have OnlyFans and like we do use this as promotion, and for you to even put this idea in people's heads, like all of us run this like
What?
on our
How
own.
is that hating?
I feel like you're just like, oh, all these girls have typers.
No, but
They're
you're
all
right,
liars.
Brian, because like it would be, it is like.
I'm not
fraud.
wrong,
But it is
though.
lying
I
about
get what
it,
you're saying.
you know?
Yeah, it is like manipulation. It is like lying. I get what you're saying.
If you don't have a typer, then
Yeah.
you would not be upset at what I'm saying.
No, but I'm sure some people I don't have an agency. Some people do have
You don't
agencies.
need it. You can just hire some typer dude.
That's true, but
I don't know
mean,
what the truth is, but if it's true that you guys don't have
Mm-hmm.
typers, you shouldn't object at all to what I'm saying here. I'm exposing the women, your competition, that is being
No, because I mean,
frankly
I've like gone against
engaging
you
in
in
a
things that
romance
don't
scam.
pertain to me either. Like, so I mean, I'm just saying, like, I feel like you're just like, hey, just so you know, these girls are probably lying. They all have typers.
Well, look, on one hand,
I'm just
buyer
saying you sound like a
beware.
hater. I'm just
Well,
but yeah, you're right.
on one
Buyer
hand,
beware.
buyer beware. Like,
That's fair.
first off, no offense to you guys, I know it's your hustle.
You're knocking the hustle, Brian.
I'm knocking the
That's what
hustle.
I'm saying. Like,
buyers,
Brian's
they
knocking
didn't
the hustle.
have
Like
that
he's,
hustle.
like he's putting this like
I'm
in
not.
people's
Well,
head.
am I knocking your hustle?
No.
I'm not saying that I necessarily. If you're being authentic and that you're the one responding to all these dudes, you're spending 10 hours a day on your phone responding to the dudes, that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
What I do take an issue with is when it turns into this essentially a romance scam, where it is a fraud. Frankly, I think it probably enters the realm of criminal fraud.
Criminal fraud.
Yes, it's literally false advertising. If you are saying, I'm the one that's talking to you,
Yeah.
and the guy is like giving you money with the expectation that it's him, that he's talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually is some dude, you're basically like that's like almost forcing him to be gay, kind of.
Typers are
They're dudes. They're mostly dudes that are typing.
For sure, absolutely.
So on one hand, buyer beware, but as an advocate
Time to lawyer up everybody.
as an advocate for men, it does feel a little predatory. Is financially fleecing lonely men and perhaps naive men.
You know what's funny though?
Yeah.
When they do that, it's just like, hey, bro, you got screwed. But when it's the other way around, you call them the Tinder swindler, you make a documentary about it, and
Yes.
you lawyer up and get your money back.
She got her money back.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Are
It's true.
you on like
When-
Sex
yeah.
Panther? Like
Yeah.
how does that like you?
Sex Panther?
Yeah,
What's-
like I've literally like.
Yeah, that's
seen-
like a chatting site.
That's like
Yeah.
she like sends
We're,
like
like, going back
audio
and forth.
messages of her voice. Like how like
Yeah.
like how does that a thing? I
You
don't
send, like,
you
personalized
could just like
videos.
send an audio message, but like blanket send it out to everybody, like all your followers, but make it seem like it's directly towards them.
That's like a recording
Look, I get
thing,
it.
though.
It's a
Like, no,
fucking
on
hustle.
Sex Panther, like, there's like you have to touch it. You can't just like, oh, I'm gonna send someone a voice note and like do that.
My,
no, I'm
my
like,
issue
doing
is when it
okay.
goes into the, because a lot, like, look, you know, I bring OnlyFans girls on here, I get it, right? But when it comes to the point of like basically false advertising or misrepresentation, when it's lying, that's where I feel like it's this gray area. And I don't know. It just occurred to me that that's a thing, that there's these typers and women are claiming. I just think that's unfair to the person.
Okay.
Can I ask something to them?
Sure.
I know a lot of you said, I know you were saying that a big reason why you haven't found the right person, the right man, is because, you know, a big problem is for all these OnlyFans girls, Instagram, like men have all these different options. And I actually do believe that OnlyFans and all these different things, with all these different options for men, it's making it harder for men to be in relationships, to act like if they're married, they're probably not spending as much time with their wife. They're probably jacking off in a room and not paying attention to their wife, and it's ruining the marriage. So do you guys at all feel like guilty for being part of an industry that's probably not good for marriages, making it harder for even you guys to find men that are...
Blame it on the person in the marriage, not us. Like,
But you're
I would say we're both
You're
equal.
contributing
I would
to
say
it.
it's
we're
not our
equal.
fault because if they didn't
I would be-
subscribe to me, they could subscribe to another. You know.
But you're contributing to it.
Okay, but it's them. They're a faulty person.
I would say
you're-
we're both
you're-
equally
their
at fault,
actions.
though, you know,
You're
like, we
profiting
are
off
part
of
of the
this.
problem. At the
I
end
mean,
of the day,
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
think
lie,
so
like, we
because
are
they'll
part
just
of the
choose
problem.
another girl then if they're
You're
it's not to
profiting
you.
off of it, though.
Okay, but it's still their actions in the first place. They'd find another girl. If I didn't have an OnlyFans, they'd find a different one if they wanted to do that. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I'm just saying you're profiting off of it. And I was just wondering if you feel at all like morally culpable.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I believe that.
Well, I'm saying it pretty firmly,
Yeah,
so.
no, I believe you're keeping it 100 there.
But would it be